Welcome back, fellow gamers. So today I want to talk to you about Wizards of the Coast's reserve list policy. Over the weekend, there was a buyout of Lion's Eye Diamond that caused it to increase significantly in price. And this has a lot of people talking about the reserve list and how these types of things wouldn't happen if we did not have the reserve list. And that is absolutely true. I want to give my opinion on it. The buyout was affected by just one person, or one person letting his friends know and possibly his friends contributing to the buyout. This person has also bought out Moat and another card. I don't think it was Tabernacle. I think Tabernacle was already pretty expensive. There was another card. I apologize if I'm missing. No, I am missing it, so I do apologize. But regardless, Wizards of the Coast reprint policy was made, to appease the people who are playing back then. I do think that it has helped the game get attention. When you see people selling a Black Lotus or Time Walk, Ancestral Recall, it has that that news clipping worthiness, I guess. And draws attention to the game. Not only that, I remember when I started, we went to, at the time it was we went to face-to-face games, and we were picking out cards that we wanted to build our deck on, and we had just started. And one of my buddies, he had, looked at cards that he wanted online and started writing everything out. So he gets to the store and he asked for an Ancestral Recall. And at the time they were $400. And I remember the guy behind the counter was like, "Are you crazy? You're gonna spend $400 on an Ancestral Recall?" Looking back, it would have been a good buy, but so it's like that also draws attention. So then we get to talking like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we opened some packs and we, down the line had a card that was worth X, a few $100. This is at the time where we thought like $2 for a card was pretty expensive. And it draws people's attention into the game. But definitely when it hurts the game now, because when people want to get into a format like Legacy or Vintage, and having these buyouts done, it really makes it so that there are fewer people that can actually join the games without, resorting to proxies or, unfortunately, fakes. That's where, Wizards needs to decide what they want to do with the reserve list. Do they want to kill off the formats? I don't think they're going to kill off the formats, because eventually things will have to change. And furthermore, I don't think the reserve list is here forever. I do think that once sales for Magic the Gathering start to dramatically decrease, if Wizards of the Coast has not abolished the reprint policy at that point, or not reprint, the reserve list policy, they will then use that as a method for kind of a last-ditch effort for drawing players back into the game or getting new players into the game as well, with the guise of have these hard to get cards, blah 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 blah, all this marketing spiel. So there will definitely be a time when the reserve list is it does not exist anymore. How long that will take, I don't foresee it happening in the immediate future unless these buyouts really do continue and there is more pressure. Who knows, maybe Wizards of the Coast is already in discussions to abolish it. It is a promise, it's not legally binding, and I have read certain things about how there might be a investor trust issue where people will not want to invest in Magic anymore. But at the same time, you have the people who look at Magic the Gathering as an investment platform. You have those who look at it as a game and nothing else. And those people will definitely be happy. I do feel that those people outnumber the ones who do invest. I feel like the investors are quite small. They're vocal, but quite small. Personally, I have some reserve list cards. And I know that the easy way for me to, get people like me is to say do away with the reserve list and to let the players play. And that's definitely something that this gaming channel is all about, is getting people to play games. I do think there is inherent good in the reserve list policy, that it allows people to strive to achieve certain cards. When I compare it to a game like Yu-Gi-Oh! That has an extremely aggressive reprint policy, that's a game that I've never really wanted to invest in, or not even invest in. I have not wanted to play. I watched the TV shows when I was younger, but I never played the game. Now, on the other side of the coin, prices are driven by demand and scarcity, but demand will outstrip prices more times than not. So if there are more Power 9s out there and there are more people playing the game, the demand would then theoretically go up because more people will want those cards. So the prices, while they won't be thousands and thousands of dollars as they are now, they will still be significant enough. So I do think that there is room for Wizards of the Coast to maybe start exploring the abolishment of the reprint policy that they have in place for their reserve list cards. And I hope that at the end of the day that they make the choice that's best for the game itself, and not because investors are crying or because players are demanding that cards be reprinted. I think that they need to look at it as what's best for the game, and if these types of buyouts continue to happen, then the course should be to abolish the reserve list. Even as somebody that has reserve list cards, and I would be sad. I'm not gonna lie, I would be sad if I lost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's only natural. But at the same time, it'd be great to be able to play with a lot of different people. And I think with Magic the Gathering, the movie coming out in who knows when, but I know that it's on the horizon. If that movie performs well, we're going to see a huge influx of players. Look at what Iron Man did for the comic book industry. Look at, as an example, and I'll save this more for another video, but look at what Thanos appearing in the end of the first Avengers movie did for his comic book. It was an item that was scarce. I know because I was looking at getting one before I even knew he was in it, and all of a sudden the prices shot up. Anyways, I'm going to start rambling here. I do think that the reserve list, as I mentioned, the reserve list policy will come to an end eventually. Who knows when, but it's not a thing that's forever. I just hope that it's done for the right reasons and that they do it with a due diligence, because there is inherent risk in going back on a policy that has been intact for 20 years. But at the same time, if they were to stick to their guns and nothing were to change and nobody's left to play the game, then what good is a promise if there's nobody left to keep that promise to? So that's my opinion on the reserve list. It's a bit lengthy. I apologize for that, but I did want to, I guess, cover my mentality of it. So I would say while I've seen the fact of there was benefit for the reserve list in the past, I think that benefit might have gone away or corroded somewhat in the last few years. And I think it's time for Wizards of the Coast to revise and have a look at, what their reprint policy is on the reserve list. Is it, not never, or do they go back to printing, premium editions of reserve list cards? Do they go back to, including it in a specific set or product that comes out, once a year, once every 2 years? Who knows? We'll need to see where they go, and I do hope that these buyouts will become a thing of the past. Thank you for listening to me, and until next time, good gaming.